The Chicago Bulls get crushed by the Miami Heat, 134-91. We're going to be talking about the key takeaways from tonight's loss. And so before we go ahead and we jump into it, I first want to remind you to slam dunk on that subscribe button, just like Modest Buzelis slam dunks in games. And so in exchange for slamming on that subscribe button, I'm going to give you nothing but daily content around the Chicago Bulls. And so make sure that you hit that like, you hit that subscribe, and you join the Chicago Bulls Insider family as we talk nothing but Chicago Bulls basketball. And so with that being said, let's go ahead and let's jump into it as we're talking about the key takeaways from tonight's loss against the Miami Heat. And so I always like to start with the points that describe this game, and I just have one. This was a very bad loss for the Chicago Bulls, and this was very bad for a lot of different reasons. And so number one, the effort was just not there for the Chicago Bulls on both ends of the floor. They didn't look themselves out there. This team looked very flat. In fact, they started off 3 of 17. They were 1 of 15 from deep to start off, just really terrible. They couldn't get the basketball into the paint either. Like, this team just really didn't look like it was on the same page throughout this game. And so a very, very bad loss. They had a season low in field goal percentage. I believe that they made more free throws than they made field goals in this one. And so 26 field goals made, 6 threes, all season lows. And so again, just a very bad loss for the Chicago Bulls. And so I'm going to go ahead and jump into the box score. And so we're going to take a look at the starters and the bench here. And so again, this is a very tough loss. And so starting with Ayo Dosunmu. And so Ayo Dosunmu, 10 points. He was a negative 46 in the plus minus box score. He had the 6 rebounds, and he was 3 of 3 from the free throw line, 1 of 4 from deep, and 3 of 9 from the field in 26 minutes. And so Ayo Dosunmu was able to really get downhill the game before. I think that the Miami Heat did a great job as far as really walling up and just preparing for his drives today. And so a tough game for him. Next, Coby White. So Coby White, with him, he did get to the free throw line. And so 16 points. He was a negative 42 in the plus minus box score. He had the 4 turnovers, 3 assists, 4 rebounds, 0 of 6 from deep, 4 of 13 from the field in 30 minutes. And so I think that the plus with him tonight was his ability to get downhill and get to the free throw line. With Nikola Vucevic, look, Vooch, to me, he just did not command the paint. I didn't think that the Bulls had any paint presence at all, and it was a bit surprising, especially with Coby White and Vooch sitting out the game before. And so they looked flat out there, so 12 points, negative 37 in the plus minus box score, 1 steal, 1 assist for him, just 2 rebounds. He was 2 of 2 from the free throw line and 5 of 12 from the field in 22 minutes. Next up, Modest Buzelis. So Modest Buzelis really, really struggled in this game. Just the 7 shots in this one. And so 1 of 7, 0 of 5 from deep. And so, this now breaks his streak of consecutive games of hitting a 3-point shot. And so he doesn't get one today. 3 rebounds, 2 assists. He did have 3 blocks, and so I did like that about Modest Buzelis. I thought that he had some very good blocks, and so the activity was there for him. Negative 37, again, 2 points for him. Next up, Isaac Okoro. And so with Isaac Okoro, I think that what he continues to show is just good spacing on the offensive end. And also, too, he's a guy that you just don't run plays for, and he's going to figure it out. And so I've liked what I've saw from him as the season has progressed. And so 9 points in this one, negative 32 in the plus minus box score. He did have 2 turnovers. He was 3 of 4 from the free throw line, 0 of 3 from deep, and 3 of 7 from the field in 25 minutes. Next up, Patrick Williams. And so Patrick Williams off the bench today, 9 points, a negative 8 in the plus minus box score. He did get 10 rebounds in this game. And so 1 assist, 1 steal, 1 block as well, with 3 of 12 from the field and 0 of 7 from deep. And so I will give Patrick Williams a lot of credit here, getting the 10 rebounds in the 28 minutes. Next up, Dalen Terry. And so with Dalen Terry, I loved his scrappy energy and everything else there. And so I know, he got a technical foul there, I believe, for throwing an elbow, but still, I liked his effort as far as scrapping for the basketball out there. And so 8 points in this game, knocked down a couple 3-pointers from the corner in this one. And so 8 points, a negative 5 in the plus minus box score, 1 block, 1 steal, 3 assists, 6 rebounds, 2 of 3 from deep, 3 of 7 from the field in 28 minutes. Next up, Julian Phillips. And so Julian Phillips, likewise today, I liked what I saw from him. And so Julian Phillips today in this game, 10 points, a -11 in the plus-minus box score, 2 of 5 from deep, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. He did have the 3 rebounds, the 1 steal as well, a -11 in the plus-minus box score. And so next, talking about the rest of the box score. And so Lachlan Olbrich, I liked what I saw from Lachlan Olbrich, especially when he was taking his 3-point shots today. So he knocked down his first 3 as a Chicago Bull today. So 9 points, a +1 for him, 1 steal. He did have 4 rebounds, 2 of 5 from the field in 11 minutes. And so again, like the effort from him. Next up, Yuki Kawamura. And so I liked what I saw from him as well. Had some very good assists. I thought that he tried to give the Bulls some energy there off the bench. And so a +2, 6 points, 6 assists. He had 6 rebounds as well. He was 4 of 4 from the free throw line in 27 minutes, 1 of 4 from the field. And so I think some solid play there, from these bench players that came in and just gave some effort. But again, this is a very bad loss for the Chicago Bulls. Make no mistake about it. So, the one thing that I will say that was a plus, again, in this game is the fact that we got some bench performances here. And so I think that Yuki Kawamura had a very good 2-game series here against the Miami Heat. And then also, too, I liked what I saw from Dalen Terry, with the energy, the scrappiness, and along with Julian Phillips as well. Like, he definitely knocked down some 3-point shots. I loved his activity as well. I talked about how he had a nice and won the game before. And so seeing some good stuff from the bench here. So next, I wanted to go ahead and jump into just the team box score and take a look at this real quick here. And so, look, this was, again, a tough one. Can't say it enough. And so starting with the field goal percentage for the Bulls. And so the Bulls shot 32% in this game compared to the Miami Heat's 50%. And so you see the difference there. The 3-point percentage, this was terrible. 6 of 41 for the Chicago Bulls. And so 15%, 37% for the Miami Heat. You see that the Bulls were also 28 of 87 from the field. And then when you look at the free throws, just like I said at the top, the Bulls made more free throws than they made field goals. And so 29 of 34 from the free throw line, 85%. The Miami Heat, 12 of 17 for 71%. Got out-rebounded by the Miami Heat, 54-47 in this one. The assist, I believe that was a franchise, maybe record, I believe, for the Miami Heat. I can't remember, that was on the broadcast there, but the Miami Heat, 43 assists in this one, 18 for the Bulls. And then 8-5 as far as the steals, the Miami Heat lead in that category, 6-5 with the block shots for the Bulls. And so that is something that they've done well this season. 19-9 with the turnovers today. And so not as many, but still costly. 23 points off of those turnovers. Still, this team has struggled with that really, I think, all year. 13-10 with the fast break points. The Bulls lead there. 72-44. The Miami Heat lead with the paint scores. And then 25-16, you see the foul calls here. And so the Miami Heat 25, you see that the Bulls 16, and then the technical foul there, that was Dalen Terry. And then the largest lead for the Miami Heat, 54, you see that the Chicago Bulls never led in this game. And so anyway, you guys let me know in the comments what you guys are thinking from this tough loss. Again, I think that this was really just terrible effort. And I think that, there's so many things that have been talked about with this game that just really you wonder, okay, was it the fact that, all right, after the game, Javon Carter, they released him. And then also, too, it's a lot of trade noise around this team. I have been seeing that, from a lot of different, content creators and stuff like that. So I can definitely see that, this is probably maybe one of the things that has impacted the Chicago Bulls with the fact that, yes, it is trade season. Maybe these players are wondering, okay, hey, am I going to be on the move? I get all that. But at the same token, it is, professional basketball. These guys are certainly, paid quite well to do this. And at the end of the day, it's part of the business. And so, hopefully that is not the case. The Chicago Bulls are going to have to really hang tough and mentally focus in and just not worry about the outside noise and just play some good basketball here, regardless of what happens down the stretch heading into this NBA trade deadline. And so we'll be talking a little bit more about the NBA trade deadline as we are going to take a look one more time at the trade that was made by the Chicago Bulls. We'll also be putting together, just all the stuff that has been around this team leading into the NBA trade deadline as we try to figure out what direction that AK and the front office might take. And so anyway, you guys let me know in the comments what you guys are thinking. And as we always say, look, go Bulls, and I will see you guys on the next one. All right, peace.